Right, so we've got a classic trial and improvement question here. So we've got to look at what it wants. It wants to solve this equation. They've been generous. They're telling us that there is a solution between 2 and 3, so we know the starting point to work with the x. It's telling us to use trial and improvement. We've got to give our answer to one decimal place, so that's something to be really careful. So this means you need an x value to 1 dp. It's not about getting the 15 to one decimal place, it's about getting the x value to one decimal place. That gives you an answer as close as you can get to 15. So we've got to show all our workings. So this kind of question we've got to be really careful we do it with clear workings out. So the way I like to do these is x, I write out the equation I'm dealing with. So we're dealing with x cubed minus 3x. And then we have our too high, too low column. So x is telling us between 2 and 3, so the bisection method is usually the most efficient way. So bisect means cut in half, so I'm going to go halfway. So we're going to try 2.5. So we're going to do 2.5 cubed minus 3 times 2.5. Now I'm substituting with a bracket around the number because when you're dealing with substituting negatives, it's really important you get into the habit of putting a bracket around your substitution because the calculators have a funny way of not dealing with negatives properly. So we put a bracket around to force the calculator to do it properly under the terms of BIDMAS brackets first. So we've got 2.5. When you're actually writing a calculator, as it is positives, I'm not going to actually write the bracket itself, but it's just a habit to get into when you're substituting. So 2.5, this calculator has a x cubed key. If you don't, then there's also another key, y with a little x above it, y to the power of x. You could have pressed that and then follow it by the number 3 to tell you want the third power 3 cubed. We're taking away 3 times 2.5. Don't have to worry about brackets and things here because the calculator will follow the BIDMAS principles. It'll do the power bit first, then it'll do the times thing, and then it'll do the subtraction. So we get an answer of 8.125, and that is too low. So that suggests then that we need to be trying numbers that are bigger than 2.5. So again, the bisection method, I'm going to go about halfway between 2.5 and 3. So I'm going to try 2.7. So 2.7 cubed, take away 3 times 2.7. Remember what we're doing here is we're substituting the x number into the equation. So we're saying 2.7 cubed to minus 3 times 2.7. So again, on the calculators, 2.7 cubed, take away 3 times 2.7. Gives me an answer of 11.5. So 11.58, again, that's too low. So again, 2.7 up to 3, halfway would be about 2.85, so I'm going to try 2.9. So 2.9, so 2.9 cubed, take away 3 times 2.9. So on the calculators, 2.9 cubed, oops, press square, 2.9 cubed, take away 3 times 2.9 equals, so 15.689. And now we've gone high, so we've gone above the 15 that we're trying to get to. So that means our answer should be between 2.7 and 2.9. We've got to kind of decide what's going on, so we'll have to try 2.8 now. So 2.8 cubed, take away 3 times 2.8, so 2.8 cubed, take away 3 times 2.8, so 13.55 low. So we can look at these numbers and we can see that the answer to the x value needs to be 1 decimal place. So we've got a choice to make. The 2.9 answer was too big and the 2.8 answer was too low. Excuse me. So we can see that 15.6 is closer to 15 than 13.55, but the examiners require us to show halfway between the two answers we could choose. So we can either choose 2.8 or 2.9, but we must check Which one? By using the halfway point. Excuse me. So that means we're going to try now x equals 2.85. So 2.85 cubed, take away 3 times 2.85. So 2.85 cubed, take away 2.85 times 3. So that gave me an answer of 14.599. So this was low. Now because this is low, it suggests that the nearer answer to 15 was the 2.9 answer. So our final answer is 2.9. So x equals, so the x value equals 2.9. Now if this has come out as something higher than 15, then we'd have chosen 2.8 as being closer, in terms of getting the closest you can to 15 to one decimal place for the x value. So the final answer is 2.9. So it's just being careful, substitute your numbers in carefully, particularly if it's negatives, make sure they're in a bracket when you're substituting, and then you just go through the process of checking and whether you're too low or too high, and then make sure you do the halfway number, because this is the final method mark available on this kind of question. If you don't do it, then you will only get 3 marks if you chose 2.9 as your final answer. So again, it's just about being careful that you do the final bit. So be really careful with that.